It took was one ride with a questionable passenger bureau for Uber driver turned entrepreneur Michael Pelletz to start his own ride-hailing service focused on safety, specifically for women. He calls it Chariot for Women, and it launches tomorrow. Michael joins me right now. Good to see you, Michael. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
What does it mean when it's just women and no men? I mean, how are you going to build a business around that, just picking up women?
Well, for 8 months when I was a former Uber driver, 60 to 70% of my passengers were women, and what I noticed is you don't really see many women Uber drivers, and at night you never see many women Uber drivers, but talking to thousands of women, they would love to drive for a rideshare company because you can definitely make some great extra income. So because of the unsafe practices that I noticed over those 8 months, there's a huge demand for women driving women in rideshare.
Chariot for Women. Dagan, you take Uber. What do you think about Chariot for Women? Would you take it?
I understand. It really is appealing to the female driver as opposed to the female customer. But what kind of unsafe practices are you talking about?
Oh, unfortunately, as you hear all over the news, I mean, I picked up thousands of women, and just from the basic uncomfortable conversation to an Uber driver would lock the door and say, "You can't get out until you give me a kiss." I mean, I heard that hundreds of times, to sexual assaults, to rape. I mean, it's just, I mean, I have 2 daughters and an amazing wife, and some of these stories are just heart-wrenching. And since I started Chariot for Women, I've been getting thousands and thousands of phone calls from across the globe of women and men telling me stories that just are very unsafe. So we are making sure that we have the safest rideshare practices in the industry.
Michael, competing with Uber is not a cheap thing to do. Who are your backers? Where'd you get the financing? Do you have VC money in your company, or how are you funding it?
Well, this will probably blow your mind, but I started this company 9 weeks ago, and how the saying goes, when you do something right, everything falls in place. So after I had that incident where I had a young man almost OD in the back of my car, I got a phone call from my friend, and he's a plumber. And I told him my story, and this was 10 minutes after this happened, and he said, "Just to let you know, I'm worth X amount of money, and if you're going to do this," he's like, "you'll never have to worry about money." So I am basically self-funded, and from 9 weeks ago until today, I've not had to worry about any money at all.
Wow, good for you, Michael. Well, we'll be watching. Obviously, a very competitive field. Thanks so much for joining us. Good luck tomorrow with the launch.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Michael Pelletz joining us. Chariot for Women.